Shalom, shalom. This is how rude. So, I've decided to read Deuteronomy 28 from verse 1 all the way down to 68, the whole chapter, because me and a good sister, we was going over some scriptures, and I was reading it, and to be honest, I never read it in this old Bible I have, and the words are totally different, and they have a lot more power to them, if you know what I mean. Like when you read them in the Bible today, okay, it bothers you, but when I read what's being said in this book, it has a lot more power. It really does. So I'm gonna just read the blessings, and then I'm gonna just go ahead and go through all the curses too. All right, y'all. Here we go. Deuteronomy 28, blessings for obedience. Thus then shall it be, if you continue to heed the voice of the Most High, your power, and are careful to observe all his commandments, which I enjoin on you today, the Most High, your power, will raise you high above all the nations of the earth. When you hearken to the voice of the Most High, your power, all these blessings will come upon you and overwhelm you. May you be blessed in the city and blessed in the country. Blessed be the fruit of your womb and produce of your soil, and the offspring of your livestock, the issue of your herds, and the young of your flocks. Blessed be your grain bin and your kneading bowl. May you be blessed in all coming in, and blessed in your going out. Victory and prosperity. The Most High will beat down before you the enemies that rise up against you. Though they come out against you from but one direction, they will flee before you in seven. The Most High will affirm his blessings upon you, on your barns, and on all your undertakings. Blessings you in the land that the Most High your power gives you, provided that you keep the commandments of the Most High your power and walk in his ways. He will establish you as a people sacred to himself, as he swore to you, so that when all the nations of the earth see you bearing the name of the Most High, they will stand in awe of you. The Most High will increase in more than goodly measure the fruit of your womb, the offspring of your livestock, and the produce of your soil. In the land which I swore to your fathers, he would give you, the Most High will open up for you his rich treasure house of the heavens, to give your land rain in due season, blessings all your undertaking, so that you will lead to many nations. So that you will lend to many nations and borrow from none. The Most High will make you the head, not the tail, and you will always mount higher and not decline. I just lost where I was at. Okay. As long as you obey the commandments of the Most High, your power, which I order you today to observe carefully, not turning aside to the right nor to the left from any of the commandments which I now give you, in order to follow other gods and serve them. Now we get to curses for disobedience. But if you do not hearken to the voice of the Most High your power, and are not careful to observe all his commandments, which I enjoin unto you today, all these curses shall come upon you and overwhelm you. Now, I'm going to make something known to y'all. Every curse every blessing he just gave you, he's going to curse you the same way he gave it to you. And also what you're going to notice is what happened to us when the Spaniards got here. It's written in this, is actually written in the law. So everything he said he would do to us in the law, he did it in the same sequence that it happened. And that's the same thing he's doing to them now. May you be cursed in the city and cursed in the country. Cursed be your grain bin and your kneading bowl. Cursed be the fruit of your womb, the produce of your soil, and the offspring of your livestock, the issue of your herds, and the young of your flocks. May you be cursed in all coming in, and cursed in all your going out. Sickness and defeat. The Most High will put a curse on you, defeat and frustration in every enterprise you undertake, until you are speedily destroyed and perish for the evil you have done in forsaking me. The Most High will bring a pestilence upon you that will persist until he has exterminated you from the land. I'm going to read that again, because remember Judah did the video where he said the Most High brought them here to sweep us off the land, and now he's going to sweep them off the land. Listen, just listen to this. I'm going to read it again. The Most High will bring a pestilence upon you that will persist until he until he has exterminated you from the land. So that's sweeping you off the land. He exterminated you. The pestilence is these people walking around now thinking they better than everybody. All right, you are entering. Terminate you off the land. You are entering to occupy. The Most High will strike you with the wasting and fever, with scorching fury, drought, and blight, and searing winds. That's like a desert, when it's really hot and scorching heat, and the blaring winds is tornadoes and all those those crazy storms that we begin. That's why we get them. A searing wind that will plague you until you perish. The sky over your head will be like bronze, and the earth under your feet will be like iron. For rain, the Most High will give your land powdery dust, which will come down upon you from the sky until you are destroyed. The Most High will let you be beaten down before your enemies. Though you advance against them from one direction, you will flee before them in seven, so that you will become a terrifying example to all the kingdoms of the earth. So this is a lot more harder, right? I'm gonna move the book because I gotta be able to see, and I want to make sure y'all can hear me. Your carcasses will become food for all the birds of the air and for all the beasts of the field. No one to frighten them off. The Most High will strike you with the Egyptian boils, and with tumors, eczema, and the itch. Now, a lot of our sisters have eczema. I know my wife has eczema, bad. It's not where her skin is like scaly, but when it gets cold, she got to put all this sometimes oatmeal and something to soothe it, because her skin starts itching really bad. See? Curses, y'all. All right, where was I at? Oh, and the itch until you cannot be cured. And the Most High will strike you with the madness, blindness, and panic, so that even at midday you will grope like a blind man in the dark, unable to find your way. That means knowledge. That means you're going to be really dumbed down like we are now. A lot of our people are really dumbed down and like the beasts of the field. They have no common sense. They don't even care about that. They're more dedicated on destroying their own people than stopping the people that's destroying them, or at least standing up to them, or turning around and realize what's happening and, say, let's return back to our power. They too retarded. Excuse my French, but they are. They just, the stuff I see on these, a lot of these videos, especially these females. I'm not trying to bash women. I'm really not, y'all, but y'all womb is sacred. Y'all bear children. And some of these women that these rappers with this, it's sick. It really is. It's sick. The stuff they be saying, it don't even make sense. I'm really not trying to bash women because the men ain't no better. They lay up with other men. Now, that's extra. I'm not with any of it, but that's just past extra. All right, so let's go. Despoilment. You will be oppressed and robbed continually. See that? Ain't that happening right now? Aren't you oppressed? And don't you get robbed continually? With no one to come for your aid. Though you betroth a wife, another man will have her. Though you build a house, you will not live in it. Though you plant a vineyard, you will not enjoy its fruits. I want you to understand that word, fruits. It doesn't say grapes, it's fruits. A vineyard is really a garden, not a grapevine. So it's a garden. That's why it says fruits. Your ox will be slaughtered before your eyes, and you will not eat of its flesh. Your ass will be stolen in your presence, but you will not recover it. This is exactly what the Spaniards did when they got here. Your flocks will be given to your enemies, with no one to come to your aid. Your sons and daughters will be given to foreign nations, while you look on and grieve for them in constant helplessness. A people whom you do not know will consume the fruit of your soil and of your labor, and you will be oppressed and crushed at all times without surcease. So that was the slavery. Until you are driven mad by what your eyes must look upon. The Most High will strike you with the I cannot say this word. Malignant, whatever. I'm going to try it again. Malignant boils, of which you cannot be cured. On your knees and legs. That sounds like, what is that? What is it? The sugar thing, the blood sugar thing. I can't remember what they call it. Diabetes. And from the soles of your feet to the crown of your head, the Most High will bring you and your king, whom you have set over you, to a nation which you and your fathers have not known. And there you will serve strange gods of wood and stone. All right, y'all. I'm going to make this known right now, because I noticed that a lot of people don't know what he means when he says strange god of wood and stone. So the strange god of wood is the cross, Christianity. That's that strange god. That is the biggest religious junk on earth right now. That's your strange god of wood. The strange god of stone is Islam. The Kaaba. They walk around a big stone block. They throw rocks at it. They kiss it. They do all types of stuff. So those are the two biggest religions on this plane. And this is what he says, that we will worship strange gods of wood and stone. If you notice, our people, We're the most Christians and we're the most Muslims. We always in somebody's stuff, but those are the two biggest religions that we're knee deep in. I was talking to somebody yesterday, and it was like talking to myself, because even when he knew what he said didn't make sense, and I made him feel, like he knew he was wrong. He just knew what I was saying was right, and he didn't have an answer for it, so he just said I didn't want to hear it. So this is that madness that our people have. All right, where was I at? Okay. And of wood and stone, and will call forth amazement, reproach, and barbed scorn from all the nations to which the Lord will lead you. Well, the Most High will lead you. So when he says barbed scorn, that's when we go everywhere. You a nigga, y'all can't stand you. It's just always, they always got a nasty thing to say about us. Everybody hate us. Now you know why. This is fruitless labors. Though you spend much seed on your field, you will harvest but little, for the locust will devour the crops. Though you plant and cultivate vineyards, you will not drink or store up the wine, for the grubs, those are worms, will eat the vines clean. Though you have olive trees throughout your country, you will not have oil for ointment, for your olives will drop off unripe. Though you beget sons and daughters, they will not remain with you, but will go into captivity. Buzzing insects will infest all your trees and the crops of your soil. The alien residing among you will rise up higher and higher above you, while you sink lower and lower. He will lend to you and you will not lend to him. He will become the head, you the tail. All these curses will come upon you, pursuing you and overwhelming you, until you are destroyed, because you would not hearken to the voice of the Most High your power, nor keep the commandments and statutes he gave you. They will light on you and your descendants as a sign and a wonder for all time, since you would not serve the Most High your power with joy and gratitude for the abundance of every kind. Therefore, in hunger and thirst, in nakedness and utter poverty, you will serve the enemies whom the Most High will send against you. He will put an iron yoke on your neck until he destroys you. A lot more power, right? It's a lot more power when you're reading it from these older books. Invasion and siege. The Most High will raise up against you a nation from afar, from the end of the earth, that swoops down like an eagle, a nation whose tongue you do not understand, a nation of stern visage, that shows neither respect for the aged nor pity the young. They will consume the offspring of your livestock and the produce of your soil until you are destroyed. They will leave you no grain or wine or oil, no issue of your herds or young of your flocks, until they have brought you about your ruin. They will beseech you in each of your communities until the great unscalable walls you trust in come tumbling down. This is in that book Conquistadors. I think if Judah hear this, he know exactly what I'm talking about. So this will actually back up what happened, because they did burn down and pull down a wall. I forgot where it was at, but they did do that. Oh, it says, okay, let me finish. It says, the great unscalable walls you trust in come tumbling down all over your land. They will so besiege you in every community throughout the land which the Most High your power has given you, that in the distress of the siege to which your enemy subjects you, you will eat the fruit of your womb and flesh of your own sons and daughters, whom the Most High your power has given you. The the most refined and what is this? Fast fatidus. Wait a minute. Fast Odysseus men. That's a crazy word. I gotta look that up. Among you, you will begrudge his brother. Oh, wait a minute. He will. No, it says you will begrudge his brother and his beloved wife and his surviving children. And any wait a minute, whoa, and his surviving children, any share in the flesh of his sons that he himself is using for food when nothing else is left, him in the straits of the siege to which your enemy will subject you in all of your communities. The most refined and delicate woman among you, so delicate and refined that she would not venture to set the sole of her foot on the ground, will begrudge her beloved husband and her son and daughter, the afterbirth that issues from her womb, and the infant she brings forth when she secretly uses them for food, for want of anything else, and in the straits of the siege to which your enemy will subject you in your communities. So, if I'm not mistaken, I was, I swore, I know, I can't remember, but I swore they said this was supposed to have been another captivity where we ate our kids. The captivity of, with the Romans, right? But, this don't sound like that. This sound like this happened when these Spaniards got here. This is exactly what this sound like. Hey y'all, listen, I'm telling y'all something. These they did. We gotta be careful, man. These heathens, they're liars. We gotta really start slowing down and reading what and praying and asking for wisdom, because leave it to them. We went into captivity I don't know how many times, but something just don't sit right with me. I'm just that's what I'm saying. It just don't sit right with me, because I remember reading, and the sister actually said something to me about it too, about she heard about the women eating their what is that stuff that come out y'all after y'all have a baby, the bag. I forgot the name of it, but that they were eating that and eating their kids and everything. And I know it's a story in there in the conquest of the Spanish conquest, that a lot of our women and men were eating their children, the dead children, because they were literally like locked in a city. But that's for another subject. All right, here we go. Keep going. Plagues. If you are not careful to observe every word of the law which is written in this book, and to revere the glorious and awesome name of the Most High your power, he will smite you and your descendants with severe constant blows, malignant, I cannot say this word, malignant and lasting melodies. He will again afflict you with all the diseases of Egypt, which you dread, and they will persist among you. Should there be any kind of sickness or calamity not mentioned in this book of the law, that too the Most High will bring upon you until you are destroyed. Of you, who were numerous as the stars in the sky. Only a few will be left, because you would not hearken to the voice of the Most High, your power. Exile. Just as the Most High once took delight in making you grow and prosper, so will he now take delight in ruining and destroying you. And you will be plucked out of the land you are now entering to occupy. The Most High will scatter you among all the nations from one end of the earth to the other, and there you will serve strange gods of wood and stone, such as you and your fathers have not known. So Christianity and Islam, we did not know nothing about it. So everybody talking about Christianity was here and the Spaniards learned it from us. That's a lie. It just said it right here. We will worship strange gods which us nor our fathers have known. So we do not know this religion. This is why we probably so stuck in it. We don't know nothing about it. And Islam is only 1,400 years old, so we definitely don't know nothing about that. Among these nations, you will find no repose, not a foot of ground to stand upon. For there the Most High will give you an anguished heart and wasted eyes and a dismayed spirit. You will live constant suspense and stand in dread both day and night, never sure of your existence. Yeah, that's true. Especially when a cop get behind you, first thing you think is he gonna kill you. In the morning you will say, would it were morning. And in the evening you will say, would that it were morning. For the dread that your heart must feel and the sight that your eyes must see, the Most High will send you back in galleys to Egypt, to the region I told you that you were never to see again. And there you will offer yourselves for sale to your enemies, male and female slaves, but there will be no buyer. All right, I'm going to read that part again because I don't think y'all heard me. I know y'all didn't hear that. All right. I told you that you were never to see again. That's talking about Egypt. And there you will offer yourselves for sale. Okay, I'm going to do that again. And there you will offer yourselves for sale. Now, at one point you was enslaved and took into Egypt, which is bondage, right? You were brought into Egypt. That's when they first got here. So when he's saying that you're going to offer yourselves for sale, right? I'm gonna explain that to y'all. When you was in school and they were teaching you how to get a job, what did they tell you? Sell yourself, right? Remember the teachers. You have to sell yourself to the job so you can get hired. You will offer yourselves for sale to your enemies. Who do you get jobs? Who do you go apply for a job for? Your enemies. And you sell yourself. I could do this. I could do that. Oh yeah, I'm a good listener. I'm a hard worker. You're selling yourself into slavery because we did not work and pay taxes, rent, all this stuff that we're paying for. We did not do that. Our land was our land. We owned it. We just gave the first fruits to the Most High. That's what we did. And thanks for what he gave us. But this is slavery. When you are working to pay bills, to pay for something you're supposed to own, you have to pay taxes on a house that you own. You pay for the house, but you still have to pay them for it on your land. You go to the store and buy products that are yours. The wood is yours. The water is yours. The fruits are yours. The meat is yours, but you're paying for it. You are a slave. You're selling yourself to them. That's what he's talking about. That's why this is why they changed the words in the book, because they don't want you to know when you go and apply for a job to pay to take care of yourself, because of the way the system is, because you're in bondage, you're selling yourself to them. You are selling yourself. That's why they tell you, sell yourself so you can get a job. Tell them everything you are capable of doing so they will hire you. That's why you go do that. You do not go after somebody done killed all your people 5 minutes ago and say, can I be your slave? No. It's after a duration of time, after generations, after everybody done got into the norm. It's to the point we don't even know we slaves. We're slaves. It's a difference. A white person can go to the bank and say, I want to start up a finger licking store, and he will get a loan. A black person will go to the store and say, I want to improve my neighborhood, and they will say, oh, you got to come with $100,000, and then we'll loan you the rest. Because they know. They want you to be slaves. They know what they're doing. All right, so I'm going to keep going. All right, so I'm going to just go back to that. You will offer yourselves for sale to your enemies, male and female slaves, but there will be no buyer. These are the words of the covenant which the Most High ordered Moses to make with the Israelites in the land of Moab, in addition to the covenant which he made with them at Horeb. Now, I bet you, I'm waiting. Well, ain't nobody gonna say nothing because it's not loud, but I guarantee you, nobody probably didn't notice this. 68 is supposed to say, and you will be, what does it say? And you will go into Egypt again on ships, right? Right? They put that in there so that you think you came from Africa. That's why they put that on there. When you went, it says you will go into Egypt in gullies. That is saying ships, in ships, but that's in bondage. You will go in bondage. It didn't say you will be taken somewhere on ships. That's what they say in the new books, because they want you to think you came from somewhere else. You're going to be taken back into Egypt. So that means you came from your land, shipped into slavery to other places. That's all. Not no dang on Africa. They didn't even have, the world didn't even have half the fruits and foods that we had before the Spaniards came here. They took all that stuff to all those different places. The animals too. Leopards were always here. Now they're everywhere. Tigers too. All right, y'all. I hope y'all enjoyed that. Leave me a comment. Let me know what y'all think. If you got a scripture you want me to read in this old Bible, send me a comment. I'll make sure I'll write it down. Let me know who you are. Also, well, I'm gonna know who you are, but I'll write it down, and I'll actually, when I do the video, I'll say this is for so and so. They asked me to do this, and I really would like to do that. Actually, that would be pretty cool. To read certain scriptures that they don't sound nothing like the Bibles of today. The words are totally different. All right, you guys. So think of a scripture you want to hear. I don't care if it's a chapter or two. I don't have a problem with reading it. All right. Shalom.